So good afternoon, good evening, good day, good morning to all of you. So as you can notice, I am Sherilyn and I will be your trainer for this topic. What is our topic all about? It's all about the cloud computing. So this is basically like the sixth topic that we have for the internship training for November batch, I guess. And this is quite easy to understand because we are actually involved in cloud computing. We are actually using cloud in our daily life, in our daily tasks, especially now that we do things online. We do online classes, we work online, we depend online. So with that, we are basically using cloud. So in this topic, we will just talk about the basics as well as the introduction. That's all we can talk about. So let us start. Oh, what just happened? I'm so sorry, but let me just there. I'm so sorry about that one. Anyway, so this is our objectives. What is cloud computing? Why cloud computing? Types of cloud computing, the service model, and the cloud providers. First, what is cloud computing? So, as defined, cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. So, yeah, instead of buying, owning, and maintaining physical data centers and servers, you can access technology services such as computing power storage and databases on as needed basis from a cloud provider. In simple words, let's put it on simple words because ang daming pinagsasabi ng mga definition. Cloud computing is basically you let third party, or let's put it on simple words pa, you let somebody else to handle your resources, to provide you resources, to handle your data. You let other people to do those things for you. Ikaw, magbabayad ka na lang. You just need to subscribe for their service and they will give you what you need. That's how basic it is. Ano naman yung binibigay nila? So what they provide you is the storage online because it is cloud, so it can be accessed anytime as long as you are connected to the internet. So it's just like um the data or the resources that you need, yung mga servers, yung data storage, even the operating system that needed to run that application, or the application itself is hosted at a data center. So data center is like the place where all the data is being stored. So that's how it is. So those things are all managed by a certain company or the provider. We call them provider because they provide you guys, or we provide us pala, provide us service that we needed. That's just how it is. Okay, what else? In order to avail that one, it has something to do, of course, with the price because it has value. Everything has value, and we can put price on it depending on what we need. So yung subscription doon, you will pay on what you just need. Tapos, they will give you the data storage or what are the resources that you need based on your subscription. So it can be monthly or annually, depending on the agreement that you have with the provider or what the provider is offering. That's how it is. So by using cloud computing, it allows us to communicate effectively. Kasi since it is cloud, so basically we can access it anytime and anywhere by having just an internet connection, but by accessing it on our web browsers. That's what cloud computing is. So, ang dami kong pinagsasabi, but cloud computing is basically you just let the third party or those providers to handle what you need, the resources that you need. That's how it is. And the basis or the foundation of cloud computing is virtualization. Now, what is virtualization? Let's just read first how it is defined. So, virtualization creates a simulated or virtual computing environment. Take note of that environment as opposed to a physical environment. Virtualization often includes computer-generated versions of hardware, operating systems, storage, and devices, and more. I'm so sorry doon sa aso, but sa kapitbahay namin yun. I hope you can still hear me properly. So basically, what is virtualization? I guess you guys, some of you guys are familiar with VirtualBox, or if not, let me give you an example. So what VirtualBox do is it lets you to explore other, kasi diba it has application has something to do with compatibility, but using a virtual machine, you don't really have to worry about that. What am I saying? So what am I saying is, for example, your computer's operating system is Windows, and you wanted to try Linux. And in order for you to try that one, you must install Linux on your device. But with VirtualBox, or let's say the virtualization, it allows you to explore the Linux without actually having the operating system itself to be installed on your device or to the memory of your device or to the storage of your device. It's like you can use it, but it's not actually on it. I mean, it's like it is not actually installed on your device. That's simply how it is. Ganun lang yung pag-virtualize. So you have a certain environment where you place an application or something without actually having it stored on your device. Hindi na cargo ng device mo yun. Kumbaga, you can access it virtually. You have it stored virtually. That's how it is. Kaya siya yung foundation ng Kaya virtualization yung foundation ng cloud computing kasi nga in using cloud computing, hindi na natin cargo yung we don't have to worry about the space that a data is accumulating. Hindi na natin cargo yung space na kailangan niya, but instead we let the other people or the providers, the company, to handle it for us. So let me talk about that further. Okay. So why cloud computing? Why do businesses switch to cloud computing? Bakit nga ba? Bakit sila nagsiswitch to cloud computing? Anong meron sa cloud computing? Right? Yun yung pag-uusapan natin. So anong meron sa cloud computing? So let's talk about having a business. What do a business organization must have in order to um, provide the services that they offer, to create productivity, let's say like that, and to maintain their data, to maintain all of their resources? What do they need? So basically they need infrastructures, right? The place, they need equipment such as the servers in order for them to store data from their customers or from the records of their company itself. They need equipment for that. They need physical thing for that. Diba? They need computers for them to communicate with their employees, to do the task that they needed for the network. And come to think of it, as your company grow, kapag dumami yung products mo, tumagal yung company mo, dumami yung customers mo, marami ng data na pumapasok, right? And hindi ka naman pwede magtapon ng data. Hindi ka pwede magtapon ng records. You need to keep it for future use. Kasi binabalik-balikan nga natin yung history. So basically, you need to store every data that you have from the very beginning, because so in the future you will be needing it for a certain instance, or you need retrieval. Basically, you have data, you store data, you retrieve data. That's how the logic goes in the storing of data. Ngayon, mamomroblema si businessman, because kapag dumami yung data, you need to expand, right? And in order for you to expand, it requires you to buy new things. And by buying new things, it costs something. It costs you a price. It is very costly, right? So, ang ino-offer ni cloud is conveniency. That's how it is. Kapag si businessman is willing to adapt with the updates, with what is more convenient, because basically what technology do is to offer you conveniency, right? Kaya nandiyan si cloud computing. So let's talk about the benefits or the advantages of cloud computing. Ano nga ba? So unang-una na yung cost, of course, right? Cloud lets you offload some or most of the costs and the effort of purchasing, installing, configuring, and managing your own premises infrastructure. Hindi mo na kailangan pang bumili, mag-install, mag-configure, at i-manage yung mga sarili mong equipments and infrastructures for your business. You just, on cloud computing, you let those providers to handle those things. You just need to pay for it kung gaano man kalaki yung cost sa kailangan mo. So with using on-premise is the traditional way. So you on-premises meaning you provide your own computers, the servers, the data center. You have everything managed on your own. Katulad ng binanggit ko kanina na yung sa data storage, from the application itself, and para mapanatili na continuously nag-work yung, everything works smoothly on your business, you must need someone to have it maintained, to have it checked time by time. So you need IT experts, you need people to maintain it, diba? you need basically you need employees, and by having a lot of employees, of course you need to pay for them. That's another cost for your business. Yun yung downside na may kita natin in using on-premise. So higher pay, less scalability kasi nga alam mo yun, costly na kasi you need to provide the space, the computers and such, the people to check for it. And kapag mag-expand ka, you need to provide another set of those things. So that will be costly. It requires huge space for servers. So imagine na lang if, let's say for example, the Netflix. Look how big of a data Netflix have dun sa mga videos nila, especially videos pa, right? So that would really eat a lot of storage space. So imagine if they have their own, if they have it managed their own on their own, diba? So they will be needing a lot of servers to uh, store their data and such. And they need team on premise. You need team. So kailangan mo nga ng tao. You need experts, the IT. Kailangan mo ng mga IT experts, ng mga technicians, right? To check your equipment time by time to maintain it running smoothly. What else? By using on-premise, you got poor data security. Why? Because naka-store lang siya into a certain place, and yung employees mo might do something about it. Again, what else? Less chance of data recovery, because basically yun yung nagiging problema kapag we have everything stored physically on our place. Kapag nagkaroon ng disaster, paano kapag binaha yung lugar, nagkasunog, right? That would be a big problem for your company kapag you weren't able to recover or to have a backup for your data. Kung locally lang lahat na sa store, yun yung magiging problema kasi wala ka ng backup kapag nagkaroon na, isa pa, kapag na-corrupt yung local drive mo, yung kung saan mo in-store yung mga data mo, and you don't have backup for it, diba? Imagine gaano kasakit sa ulo yun for a certain business owner. What else? Lack of flexibility. Kasi nga, traditional way pa. And when we do things traditionally, there's a lack of flexibility kasi we are not updated to the trend that is more convenient, right? What else? No automatic updates. Data cannot be accessed remotely kasi it is stored physically on a certain place. Basically, other people won't be able to access it. Kailangan pa nila pumunta sa certain place na yon para makita nila yung data or to access the data. Okay, one last thing is it takes longer implementation time because basically you need to configure things, install, deploy, and such. It will really take time. So what cloud computing offers is this one. Pay for what you use. Kaya tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, it has something to do with the subscription. If you scale up, if you need to expand, you pay more. That's just how basic it is. Scale down is you pay less. Scale down is not technically babawasan mo, but you can do that. I mean, kunwari, for example, you, as of the moment, nandun ka pa sa peak of, you need a lot of resources in order to run your system, to run your business, or to run what you need to do. And you need a lot space. So basically you pay more for it. But kapag you don't need those huge space na, you can just lower down your subscription and pay less. That's just how basic it is. Again, in cloud computing, no server space required, no labor required kasi nga, you let the third party, the providers, to handle it for you. Kumbaga, upo ka na lang dyan, just, what do you call this? Monitor everything about your business kasi yung data, kasi yun yung nagpapabigat naman talaga actually sa company mo eh. Yung pag-store ng data, yung pag-manage ng data, the process, the runtime, kung paano mo siya, how you will make it available for other people to reach out for them. But with cloud computing, it is convenient. What else? Better data security. Because on cloud computing, it's actually secured, if you can think of it, because the data will be stored, it is encrypted. What else? Before you access the data, you need to provide an account. Just like, for example, let's have it in real life para mas madaling intindihin. In Google Drive, so you create an account in order for you to access the Google Drive, right? Google Drive, you have a free storage of 15 gig. And as you upload files to that drive, you have the control to let who are the people to have access on your files, on your data. You can share it to the people that you trust, or kung sino man yung dapat maka-access ng data mo, or you can just also have it just by yourself. Simple as that. What else? Disaster recovery, because it is stored on the cloud. Basically, kahit masira yung computer mo, because you're just accessing it on your web browser. Kapag nasira yung computer mo, you can just borrow another computer and log in your account and then access all of your data on the cloud. That's how amazing it is. Higher flexibility, of course. Team can collaborate from widespread locations kasi nga, as mentioned, by just having the internet connection, you can access all what you need na, right? Data can be accessed and shared anywhere over the internet, and of course, quick implementation, because everything that is related to cyber world is quick, right? So how cloud computing works? So as mentioned, you don't need those local drives such as the flash drive, the hard drive, and the other drives where you will store all of your data. You don't need those. What cloud computing offers is that your computer internet connection. Yun lang. You just need to give them your identity, of course, para yung data na yun, ma-distinguish na yung data na yun is owned by you. Ganun lang kasimple. You upload your files and you can also retrieve it whenever you want and wherever you want by using other devices. Yun yung advantage na cross-platform that we have on our generation. But, saan nga ba nasa-store yung data na sinasabi natin nasa cloud? Is it somewhere else on the air? No, it is not like that. It's not literally na nasa cloud siya. But what we are talking is your data that you upload via web browsers, or that the data that you access via web browsers is actually coming from and coming in from the data centers. What is data center? Data center is basically a place where all of the data is stored. That's like a bunch of computers and servers to manage all of your data. It's a certain place that the providers have in order to maintain your data. Ganun lang kasimple. Okay, let's proceed to the types of cloud computing. We have the public cloud, private cloud, and the hybrid cloud. So public cloud, what is public cloud is basically a type of cloud computing in which a cloud service provider makes computing resources, anything from SA, SaaS is software as a service applications, to an individual virtual machines to bare metal computing hardware to complete enterprise great infrastructures and development platforms available to user over the public internet. Ang daming pinagsasabi, but in simple words, it's just the service that is available to the public. So, it is shareable storage. Ganun lang kasimple. These resources might be accessible for free, or access might be sold according to the subscription based or per user per pay per usage pricing models. I'm so sorry. I just like, for example, the Google Drive. It's actually public cloud. Kasi we have a free 16 gig and we can share it to different people. It is basically public. But when you need to expand, you need, kapag nagamit mo na, di ba, it has 15 gig. But if you need to use more of it, you need to pay. That's just how it is. So some of the cloud service providers is the Amazon, ABM Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. As you can notice, these are still the dominant uh, companies on the field of technology. Kasi sila lang naman yung paulit-ulit na nag-aaral kung paano gawing convenient ang mga bagay-bagay when it comes to technology. Okay, so another type of cloud computing is private cloud. Basically, wait lang. So private cloud is an environment in which all cloud infrastructure and computing resources are dedicated to and accessible by one user or customer only. It combines many benefits of cloud computing, including elasticity, scalability, and ease of service delivery, with the access control, security, and resource customization of on-premises infrastructure. So basically, it is only for the organization itself and the people that are authorized to have an access with their cloud or with their data, with their resources. That's basically how it is. Based on my research, it actually can be done yung data center will be on the business itself, or they can have subscribe to the provider, and the provider will have them will give them a certain data center into somewhere else, like it is alam mo parang first class na subscription ganun. Anyway, so yeah, private cloud is basically just within the organization and the authorized people itself. Ganun lang kasimple. While on the third one, we have the hybrid. So basically, hybrid is connects an organization's private cloud services and public cloud into a single flexible infrastructure for running the organization's applications and workloads. So it is a combination. So basically, yung private services nila, yung private information will be there. And then kakailangan maybe yung some of kumbaga limited, there is restrictions for the access kung ano yung pwede lang for the public and the private. So they have it mixed. That's why it is a hybrid. What else? Let us now talk about the service model. So on service model, we have the IaaS, the PaaS, and SaaS. So what are these things? The IaaS, the PaaS, and the SaaS. So the IaaS or IaaS is basically infrastructure as a service. Ito yung mga kinds of services na ina-avail ng different companies or businesses, organizations from the business, the cloud provider. So what is inside the infrastructure as a service? So they provide basic computing infrastructure. Services are available on pay for what you use model. So example of this, the providers that offers infrastructure as a service is the Amazon Web Services, the Microsoft Azure, and Google Compute Engine. So who are the users of this is the administrators. So ayan, si Amazon at si Microsoft Azure. The next one is platform as a service. Don't worry, we will be talking further about this models because it might be too technical for us, for you. But later on, we will discuss, I will be explaining it in a more simple words, but let's just, be familiarized with the terminologies. Okay. So platform as a service provides cloud platform and runtime environments for developing, testing, and managing applications. It allows software developers to deploy applications without requiring all the related infrastructure. Who are the users or sino yung nag-a-avail ng ganitong service? Basically, the software developers. Kasi nga, they created applications or they upload the code and the provider will take care of it. Ganun lang kasimple. Example na nag-offer ng ganito is the Google App Engine. So ito yung logo nila. Of course, the Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services pa rin. Lastly, the software as a service. So cloud providers host and manage all the software application on pay-as-you-go pricing model. All software and hardware are provided and managed by a vendor, so you don't have to maintain anything. Who are the users or who avail this kind of service? The end customers, or should I say us, the end users. What are the examples of this one? So we have the Microsoft Office 365. I guess most of you guys naman are familiar how it became an example of software as a service, because basically these are software, right? Applications that we access online. We just search it on our web browser, and then there it is. We can use the applications, save it, store, retrieve it whenever we want to. Ganun lang kasimple ang software as a service. What else? Okay, of course, the Gmail. So actually, Gmail is one of the most common thing that common application that is example of cloud computing, kasi nga basically yung mga messages natin is running online, right? Another thing is the Google Drive, the Google Forms, and other Google applications. Okay, I just wanted also to share na if you guys notice when you answer a Google form to your account on your mobile device, tapos hindi mo pa na-submit, when you open the same Google form link on your laptop or on your desktop computer or other devices where where the same account is login, makita mo, you can still see all the answers that you have input on that certain Google form, because your data, what you have input there, is stored on cloud. Ganun. That's how amazing cloud computing is. Okay, so for further explanation, for further understanding of the cloud computing model, we have this table that represents what are the things included on those models. So okay, so the shaded part, the sky blue ones, are being managed by the provider, while the white ones are being managed by you as the business owner. So on premises, all of these things, the application data runtime up to the networking, is managed by you. But on the infrastructure as a service, from the operating system up to the networking, is managed by the provider. On the platform as a service, the runtime middleware up to the networking is managed by the provider. So what is the middleware? Middleware is basically the bridge that connects your application and the computer, your computer and the application on the web. Ganun lang siya kasimple. That's what middleware is. We don't have to complicate things here. We just need to learn how a certain thing works or what is the function of that thing, right? Okay. While on the software as a service naman, everything is handled by the provider. As what I have given you an example kanina, it's the one of the example is the Google form, because Google form is an application that you can just access by using internet, right? You just search it on your web browser and enjoy the application. That's how simple it is. What else? So let me put everything into much more simpler words. So let us give an example. Let's us differentiate pala the cloud computing model in you eating a cake. Yes, eating a cake. Ganun lang kasimple natin i-distinguish yung mga different cloud computing models. So on this table, I have still the 4 types. So the on-premises, I included pa rin yung on-premises, the infrastructure as a service, the platform as a service, and the software as a service. So what would be the things that you need for you to eat a cake or to enjoy cake, eating a cake? Basically, you need these ingredients, right? The eggs, butter, sugar, flour, and you need tools to create this thing. So you need the cake pan, the oven, the electricity. And to fully enjoy that one, the cake, you need drinks and dining table, or let us include the utensils, the plate, or what else? The spoon or fork in order for you to eat a cake. Ganun lang kasimple. So on premises, you have it made by your own. So you need to provide the eggs. So if you have chicken, you have farm, so you will have egg. You need to do made your own butter, made your own sugar, made your own flour. The cake pan is yours and everything is yours. Ikaw lahat gagawa. But an infrastructure as a service, it's like buy and bake. You buy the ingredients and you bake. Hati kayo. And then on the platform as a service is like the cake delivery. So you want a cake, you call a store and then have it delivered on your home. And what you just need to provide is the drinks and the dining table. While on the software as a service, you have everything handled by the provider. You just simply go outside, go to a cake shop or a restaurant, pay, and enjoy their service. Ganun lang kasimple. But on the case, sige, sabihin natin, on the case of the Google, you actually don't pay, right? But what you give them, there's still an exchange. So what you give them is your personal information. And then by giving your personal information, you receive their product. Ganun lang. So there would still be an exchange of something in order for you to receive something, right? Ganun lang kasimple. Now let's move on to know who are those cloud providers. So as mentioned a while ago, these are still the companies that are very dominant when it comes to the industry of technology, when it comes to the cyber world, let's say. So who are those? The Amazon Web Services, the IBM Cloud, the VMware, Microsoft Azure, and of course, the most common, or I would say mga nagagamit talaga natin, is the Google Cloud. So yeah, that would be all that you need to learn about cloud computing. So basically, again, cloud computing is just availing services for you. You let the other party, the other business, the other company to provide you resources, to handle your data, to manage your data and such. Ganun lang siya kasimple. Yun lang tinatawag nating cloud computing. Everything is done virtually. You don't have to provide your own physical data center, your own servers. that you will need to think of where you will place it on your business place and such. You just let those businesses that offers this kind of service to handle it for you. That would be all about cloud computing on this session. So yeah, that would be all for now. And before end this one, I also wanted to remind all of our interns, you guys should do your task, okay? Please do update your attendance sheet as well as your task sheet, because that will be the basis for your certificates. So what you put there will reflect on your certificates. And by the way, for the cloud computing topic, you will be having also an assessment. So I hope you learned something from my discussion, and that will be of course the basis for your assessment. Dun lang naman manggagaling yun. And again, for the tasks, please do upload everything that you need to upload on our Google Drive that is um, responsible for your outputs, because I will be checking those things to monitor if you guys are working. By the way, you are given a week naman to finish your task, and actually we can what do you call this? We can have it ano pa? Um we can still give you time for it if kailangan. But if you can do it right now, finished it already. Para mas madaling matrack yun, okay? So, tsaka it's like, a training for you guys to be responsible of your tasks, because it's an internship training. It's not technically we are we are accumulating knowledge, but instead we are trying to build characters. We are trying to train, we are trying to develop your characters that will be needed for you to get a job. That's basically our goal on here on Upskill with the internship training. We wanted everyone to interact. We wanted you guys to explore things. That's our goal, because this what we are trying to do is to prepare you guys for your future jobs. Okay, so that would be all for now, and I will see you with the next session of our training. So yeah, bye.